Hi everybody, Norma here, just setting up for our Friday lunchtime yoga class. Thank you for those of you who are going to join or maybe do this at another time. Welcome. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. It's a beautiful day and heading into the weekend, so that's always great. We're going to do a 30-minute class today that is going to be a flow class. We're going to introduce maybe a new posture that we haven't done together. So always my invitation to practice at your own pace. I can't see you out there, so you know your body, you know your limitations, or maybe today's just a different day, so you know what you're capable of. So practice within your boundaries, make it safe, and have some fun. We have a very short time together, 30 minutes, so it's going to be jam-packed, but we'll still have an opportunity to take breaks whenever you want to. Take a sip of water, or just rest in a child's pose or a downward dog, any of those things that you incorporate into your practice when you wanted to take a rest. So we will be beginning in a seated posture, and we're almost ready to start. So if you're joining now, welcome. If you're joining at a later time, welcome then. I'm hoping that you've had a great morning so far in using this opportunity to reconnect with yourself and your breath, and maybe stretch out your body a little bit and breathe. And we're going to start in a seated position. So I'll meet you there. So sitting comfortably, and however that looks like for you. Just a minute out to start. So finding a comfortable seat. You'll notice that I'm sitting up on a yoga block. Sometimes if you have some tight hips going on, your knees may be up higher than your hips, and we don't want that. We want our pelvis to scoop forward. So if you have a pillow or a yoga block, if that is your case and you're more comfortable in a seated position, sitting on a block or a pillow, that's my invitation to you. So just taking a first few minutes or first few breaths to arrive in this space. And if you've chose a comfortable seat, but maybe there's some fidgeting that needs to go on, I encourage you to find that sweet spot for yourself. Eyes can be lowered or eyes can be shut. And your hands can be flat on your knees if you feel like you need some grounding for your practice today. Or maybe you turn palms up if you want to receive more energy through our practice. So sitting up nice and tall in your seat, introducing a breath that comes in through your nose and out through your nose, and just letting yourself arrive. Know that we have created this space, this time, this 30 minutes to be whoever we want to be on our mats, move however we want to move. Know that you're held and you are safe here. And you are welcome. Whether this is your first time on your mat this week, maybe your 5th time on your mat, or maybe it's a welcome home to your mat if you haven't practiced in some time. So as that breath comes in through your nose, can you soften here? Letting your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Maybe notice your jaw. Notice if you're clenching the budding surfaces, and sending a breath and letting that go. So we're just going to be here for a few breaths before we get started. Just allowing your time to arrive. If anything comes up, As you're arriving and you want to let it go, just open your mouth. Let an audible sigh release through your lips. Beautiful, guys. Taking our hands flat on our knees now, we're going to go through some seated cat-cows. So curling our belly, lifting our gaze up, not overextending your neck, looking up, cow. Exhaling, curling your spine up, maybe elbows come to the sides without caving into your seat, cat. Inviting, linking your breath with your movement, cow. Again, mindful not to take your neck too far back. Exhale, cat. So traveling through those 3 more times with your own breath. Eyes can be closed. Just feeling, how do I feel this Friday afternoon? What does my body want for the next 30 minutes? Coming back to neutral spine wherever you are. We're going to transition. If you're sitting on a pillar or block, we're going to take that away. And we're going to transition onto our seat with our feet flat on the floor into bow pose. So a little bit of warming up here. So again, practice to your level. So we want to have our feet firmly on the floor, knees are bent, and your hands can be at the back of your legs. And we're just going to tip our seat back. Maybe coming up on our tippy toes, if that's your expression about, or maybe the feet come off the mat, maybe still holding on to your legs. Eyes, knees aren't locking out, and maybe your hands come to the side. 3 breaths here, wherever you are. Feeling that fire come into our bellies as we warm up. Wherever you are, coming back, crossing your legs, and just reaching over to reset. Let's try that one more time. Starting from the base, leaning back onto our hip bones, allowing maybe our tippy toes to come up off the mat. And maybe just try to lower your feet if you didn't do that the last time. Having a little challenge. But again, practicing at your level. 2, 3, release and reset. Coming back up to center, we're going to transition into our mountain pose at the top of our mat. So in our mountain pose, feeling that great connection with our mat, feet are hip distance apart, toes are straight out wide. Can we inhale? Exhale, bow over soft knees. And just taking a moment, taking your feet shoulder width apart, grasping opposite elbows, with a big generous bend to your knees, hanging here in ragdoll just for a moment. We're gonna have 3 breaths here, just allowing any tension that may be holding on into your neck to release before we start flowing through our postures. So maybe nodding your head, yes, shaking your head, no. Just allows that last bit of tension that might be in your neck to let go. And I always love to think about anything that I may be holding on, just dripping from my neck, down my head, and landing onto my yoga mat to be taken away. Beautiful, guys. Letting our hands come to the floor, feet coming back to hip distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way up as we stand back in our mountain pose. Tadasana. We're going to use Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B, for our movement part of our practice today. You can tell me later if Sun A is your favorite Sun Salutation versus Sun Salutation B, but it's always nice to mix it up. So from our mountain pose, we're going to sit back in our chair. Beautiful, guys. So sitting in that chair, making sure that we can still see the toes of our feet. We'll be nice and crisp through these postures. Making movement with breath. Letting everything go. Forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back for our first Chaturanga. So high or low plank, again, honor your body, what's in your practice. Okay to take knees to the ground. Lowering all the way down to our mats. Forehead touches, elbows are to our sides. We're going to just breathe up into a little baby back bend start. Exhaling through table to downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot forward. And your left foot goes on a 45 as we come up into Warrior One. So closed hip posture for Warrior One. Hips are forward. Settling in. Beautiful. Taking your hands to the mat. Right leg steps back to meet left. Chaturanga. Maybe you're coming up into a higher cobra this time. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Feeling our body warm up. Inhale your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot to the top of your mat this time. Right leg now steps up into a 45 as we come up. Warrior One, second side. Beautiful, guys. Taking hands to the mat, left foot meets right. And flow it out. Maybe upward dogs in your practice as you're warming up. Your back bend can come up to that. Traveling and meeting in downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Always nice to sigh, let anything go that may have built up. Bending your knees, traveling to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit back in your chair. Beautiful, guys. Letting that go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come sweeping up to stand. Hands to heart center. Beautiful, guys. Inhaling all the way up. Taking our hands now and clasping them and leaving our index fingers like we're Charlie's Angels pointing up to the sky. Can you reach up out of your waist? And take your fingers leaning over to the right side of your mat. Sending breath into the left side of your body here. Maybe your gaze comes up under your left arm. Hips are square to the front. Maybe you want to challenge your balance here, taking left foot off the mat, even if it's just for a second. Turning back to center. Resetting just by letting a breath go. And once again, reaching long out of your spine with your Charlie's Angels fingers pointing up. Leaning over to the left side of your mat this time. Really important to lift out before we lean over so you're not scrunching up your back and putting your back at risk. Hips are square. And do you want to challenge your balance here, maybe, knowing that one side is completely different than the other? I always have better balance standing on my left foot. Beautiful, guys. Coming back to center, swan dive, let everything go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine all the way up. Once again, bowing over soft knees. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, planting your hands, stepping back to downward facing dog. Invitation to put a vinyasa in there if that's what your body's asking for. We will mate in downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, guys, breathing your right leg up behind you. So notice a change here. We're going to take our hands and we're going to bring back. I'm going to have to adjust my position. That filing cabinet wasn't in the way when I was practicing this at home last night. So coming all the way back so that your fingers are either on the ground, still right leg up, like you're standing on that wall behind you. So whatever is accessible, your body, okay? It might be your ankle or your pant leg. If you have the movement, you can reach for the floor. And what we want to do here is curl in into a standing split. So our nose is reaching for the knee of our left foot. And sending breath into that standing leg as our knee comes down closer and closer to our nose. Maybe someday. Again, honor your body, what's in your practice. Beautiful, guys. Letting that right foot come down to the mat. Can you take your right foot behind your left foot so that you're crossed at the ankles? We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. And feeling that nice stretch in your IT band on the outer aspect of your right leg. Gentle with yourselves here. Two more breaths. Beautiful, guys. Uncrossing your legs, taking your hands forward so you walk back into your downward facing dog. And we're going to rinse it out with a vinyasa. If cobra's in your practice, or excuse me, upward dog's in your practice, maybe your legs come off the ground this time before we meet back in downward facing dog. I'm just going to move forward a little bit so we don't hit the cabinet this time. So you know where we're going now. Can you take your left leg up behind you, 3-legged dog? Taking your time, traveling back, taking your hands to the back of your mat, meeting your right foot. So again, what's accessible to you here as your left foot feels like it's standing on the wall behind you. What are you holding on to? What's accessible? Your pant leg, your ankle. Maybe the ground is accessible to you. And again, I'm moving forward just so I can take that left foot up behind me. So hips are square. We're not sinking into our right leg, but our knee is still soft. Can you bow over your right knee, encouraging your nose in the direction of your right knee, and that left leg comes up, 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 as high as it can up behind you. Beautiful, guys. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Beautiful. Taking that foot down. Finding how you can cross your left foot behind your right foot now. Sometimes I have to cross and then take the right foot back a little bit. So we're going to inhale to lengthen. Exhale, folding over our soft knees. Now feeling that stretch in the outer aspect of your left leg this time. Where can you soften to let go in this pose? Knowing that this is one of these postures that our body really could use. It's a challenging posture. And can you surrender here? Feeling safe and held. And letting your breath be sent into any area that might be calling for attention. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Beautiful, guys. Gentle with yourself to come out of that. Left foot comes to meet right. I'm just going to etch back a little bit so I can walk back. So taking your hands forward, coming back into your downward facing dog. We're going to rinse it out with our final vinyasa. Wherever you are, honor your body. Beautiful, guys. So we're going to come down onto our mats now. So into our child's pose position just for a few breaths. Maybe get a drink of water. What does your body need from you right now before we transition onto our mats? 5 breaths just to reset. Maybe you feel some spaciousness in this child's pose from stretching out your legs. Maybe your hips can sit further back. I'm going to take my hands into prayer, which is a nice way to stretch out your upper arms if you want to take your hands there. Beautiful, guys. When you're ready, we're going to push ourselves up. We're going to transition onto our backs. So coming all the way down to our backs. Actually, before we come down to our backs, let's just throw in a boat pose just for fun. So just like we started, just maybe evaluating where you are now. So where's your expression of boat going to take you before we come down to our backs? So are you staying on your tippy toes? That's okay. Maybe your feet come off the ground. Maybe your hands come out to the side. Or maybe you go low to high boat a few times. Whatever is working for you. So we're going to come out of that, reset our spine, and coming back, feet on the floor, and coming slower than you want to, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you're all the way down to your mat. Beautiful, guys. So taking your feet as wide as your mat, your knees are knocked in, hands come out to your sides, and we're just going to windshield wiper our legs from side to side, slow and steady. Next time your knees fall to the right, please leave them there. Your right foot hooks over your left knee, gently pulling down that left knee towards the mat. Left hand can come overhead, maybe right hand on your belly as your gaze goes over to the left shoulder. Beautiful, guys. Letting that foot come back up. Right foot comes down to meet left. Again, feet come as wide as your mat. And offer those windshield wipers one more time. Slowly from side to side. Next time your legs fall to the left, please leave them there. This time, left ankle comes over, hooking right knee. This time, right hand up and overhead. Left hand can come to belly. And gaze can be over your right shoulder now. If your mind begins to wander, just bring your attention back to your breath. Offering your breath into any area that may be calling for attention here. Taking your feet back up to center, letting left foot come across right. And we're just going to gently take our knees into our chest and rock from side to side, just to give it a little massage to our spine. Taking our feet all the way up, hands again to your sides, just giving some balance, or maybe your hands come under your hips if that's painful to your back, onto your body. And we'll just let our feet come up on the wall, so legs up the wall pose without the wall. Just letting our feet go soft for a moment before we offer some pumping, slow and steady. No rush in the world. Before shaking our legs off. Letting anything that might have pulled down our extremities come back through. Taking knees once more into chest. And offering any final movement your body may be craving before we enter into our Shavasana. And when you feel complete and you feel settled, taking your feet long, pointing your toes to pointing to the edges of your mat. You maybe tuck your shoulders under, lifting your heart open. Hands can be at your side. Or if you want to go cactus arms here, what is your body craving for this Shavasana today? So taking this last few minutes of class to let go of anything else that may need letting go of, enjoying this last few minutes of rest, knowing when the time is right, the sound of my voice will bring you back. If you don't have a hard stop, you can stay in Shavasana. If you need to restart your day, as I do, slowly bringing your awareness back into your body, inviting small movements as you open and close your eyes, maybe taking your head, your chin from side to side, massaging out your spine, the back of your neck, before taking a long stretch overhead, taking knees to chest one more time and rolling over to one side or the other, whatever's calling you. Maybe using your arm for a pillow just for a second in fetal position. Maybe observing any changes that your practice may have brought to you. And when you're ready, pushing up to a seat, coming back to where we started. Hands can be at heart center, Anjali Mudra, and gaze can be lowered or eyes can be closed. So take an inhale together. Exhale, let everything go. Sigh out your body. Okay, introduce Om today. We've never Om'd in class, and we often do in our classes on Wednesday when Jackie leads us, and I felt like I wanted to honor Jackie today. So, with the inhale breath, we'll prepare. Exhale. The love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your heart. Namaste, friends. Have a great weekend. Jackie, if you're out there, we miss you. Hope everybody has great weekends, and I look forward to seeing you back on your mats. I'm on vacation next week, but I'm going to bring back, I know I've been jostling around the schedule a little bit, Lindsay, and I've been trying to find the right home for an extra yoga class. So today we decided I'm going to bring the sunrise, yoga class that I had started on before the pandemic started. So my last class here was March 13th before a lot of us went off to remote work. So I'm going to bring that back. Not next week because I'm away on holidays, but the following week. So watch the schedule, and I wish everyone a great day and a great weekend. Stay well, guys. We're going to get through this. We can together. Bye.